Yeah, yeah, we did it, Mr. Robot. We defeated the evil witch of YouTube. Yeah, now every single content creator never has to experience the backlash of this old woman again. We did it, Mr. Robot. We saved all of YouTube. Yeah, we took it. Is that is that is that a green? Oh shoot, we're recording. Never mind what you just saw. Never mind the totally staged play that I was making on my action figures. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, like the video says, this is my collection of every action figure I own, old and new. But before we start, I just want to go with my favorite action figures. Starting off with the SH Figuarts Goku Saiyan Raised on Earth figure. Now this is the old Goku, like from 2019. It was like when I first saw it. I saw my cousin have it, and then I was like, I really want that figure. And I remember my littlest cousin, like the brother to the cousin that got this figure, got the Super Saiyan one, like the one where like the shirt is all ripped off, like his outfit is all ripped off too. And it was like really hard to hold because every single time you held that said figure, it would always poke your finger, and it was like, ow, it hurts. But I couldn't find it anywhere, and this is the closest thing I had. But anyways, this figure is one of my favorites because I love Dragon Ball. It's probably my favorite anime of all time. I don't watch a lot of anime. Like the only animes I ever watched was like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Right now I'm watching the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm trying to catch up. I haven't gone past the 6th episode. And I've only watched a little bit of Naruto, like one episode of One Piece. That's all the anime I've ever watched. So, I love Dragon Ball. It's my favorite anime of all time. Probably because it's like the only anime I've ever watched. This figure has great mobility. One thing I also like is like it doesn't do the usual action figure. Now you just take off the head, replace for a new one. This one you take off the hair, take off the face, and then you have a new face instead of a new head. And they really have the design of Goku really great. It's not originally the belt was like this. I moved it because it kind of looked like Super. But anyways, this figure is amazing. I also have a Super Saiyan Blue Goku from Dragon Ball Super Broly. The Super Saiyan Blue build, not SH Figuarts, but it's you build the figure from scratch, and then that's your own figure. But I broke it. I did not have good care of my figures back then. But anyways, this is an amazing figure. 9 out of 10. I would recommend you buy it. It's like everywhere in Barnes and Nobles, at least the one that I go to. Next up, I got Drift from Fortnite. I lost a jacket. Like I said, I don't take good care of my figures back then, and this is a scythe. And every single time the same said cousin that got the Super Saiyan Goku, a warrior within, every single time he goes to my house, we always play with Drift and two other figures that I'm about to mention. Anyways, yeah, the reason why I like him, he's a really small figure, even though he doesn't have the best mobility. The reason why he's not one of my favorites is because he has good mobility, and also because he's just a really easy figure to pose and play with. It has its faults, like for example, it is really loose in my opinion. Look at that. But anyways, I love this figure. It has great detail to the character. I don't play a lot of Fortnite. The last time I played Fortnite was when I recorded that new season Let's Go video. So yeah, I really like this figure. Next up we got this WWE dude. Now this head does not belong to this figure. This is how I originally found the figure at the park. A kid lost it. And a kid didn't like to play with the figure, and he lost it. And I was like, "Oh, is this your figure?" And then he said, "No, I can keep it. I don't like it." He had his head intact. The only thing I remember is like imagine this head, but it had like blue splotch on his in his eye sockets, and he had like a blonde mohawk. But I lost the head, and this is the Vulture head from the Spider-Man and Vulture 2-pack from Walmart. Now, but it fits well. Look, it does fit well. I don't know what we call him, but we call him Titus after my said cousin's pit bull. We make fun of him a lot. We like using this figure a lot because it's just so crazy. He's muscular, like the pit bull. Actually, they're all fat. The reason why I like playing with him is because it's just a big tank, and it just you can make really good poses. And also because, yeah, it's named Titus after my cousin's pit bull. And he also comes with this Bionicle scythe. I know it's from Bionicle because this is a scythe that belonged to the Bionicle my mom gave me for Christmas when I was like 4. Also about Bionicle. Really love Bionicle, the figures. Next up we got Odin. Now this is my neighbor. Now this used to be my neighbors from like one of my old neighborhoods. He gave it to me on like the day before they left. But anyways, this is now he has a fat head just like the Pitbull, which is why we named him Odin. I know he's originally a Fortnite character, but why not? Really, this wouldn't really kind of figure. The one thing you can move is its head, but me and my cousin like playing with it, so yeah. Now, do Funko Pops count as figures? I don't know. But this is a bigger version of Odin. Again, me and my cousin play with it. Like I said, again, the only thing you can move is his head. But again, me and my cousin like playing with this to make it seem like a bigger version of Odin. My God. Next up, again, not a figure. It is a keychain, a backpack. But this is Robin. Like I said, me and my cousin like to play with it. A lot of these, the next one I'm about to mention is a Lego figure, but me and my cousin like to play with it. You know, the reason why me and my cousin like to play with Robin is because every single time we play with Odin, Titus Drift, and Goku sometimes goes into play. We like to put Robin because he's kind of like a secondary character, you know, keep the story moving, you know. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is a homemade Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. This is, the head and hair is just Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy figure that comes with like a Nova Prime member or Nova Prime ship, and one of Ronan Minions' goons and ship, and the character as well, and Star-Lord is in it. And this is just Zen. What was his name again? The robotic ninja. What was his name? I don't know. But anyways, back then in Scholastic Book Fairs, you get a Lego Ninjago book. They give you a figure, and I'm just gonna say his name is Zen. Zen was part of that. Zen was a figure that you got, and this is his body and legs. It's just Star-Lord and Zen's legs from like the Scholastic Book of Ninjago. Again, he is a secondary character. We make him do a bunch of jokes, you know. Gotta have a comedian in this story. Next up, we got a figure that has already appeared in 2 videos, The Amazing Fantasy number 15. This is by far my favorite figure. And the reason why I like him is because I'm a huge Spider-Man nerd. I love Spider-Man. I love the games. I love the movies. I love Spider-Man. I love the comics. And this is by far the best Spider-Man figure I've ever seen. It's by far my favorite. Next up, we got this bastard himself, the worst action figure I've ever had in my collection. I will have worse, but this is like the one I definitely do not recommend. Next up, we got this dinosaur from Jurassic World. I play with it a lot because sometimes I like to imagine creatures. I like creature films like Godzilla and Lake Placid. Oh shoot, there he goes. Anyways, this is from a Jurassic World set where you get to build a cage, and there's also a ball, a gyrosphere ball in it, that my cousin gave me for Christmas as a Secret Santa. Again, the same cousin that had the Goku that made me buy this one. Not the small one, but the big one that originally bought this. But anyways, yeah. It's still a figure because you can still move it. You can do this. Also because it serves as a good creature. I'm going to put him next to this tool. Next up, we got Wild Card from McFarlane Toys. Now, this is actually a pretty good figure. This one doesn't have guns, which is a real bummer, but I made a video about him, not in this channel, but in a different one. Before Agent 3, there were 2 other channels. So, yeah. I made a video about him that isn't in this channel, but I will find it by all means. I will find a video by all means and put it in the Agent 3 channel. Next up, we got this Spider-Man. I believe he was... Now, this is Superior Octopus. in the comics, this is like Dr. Octopus after he took the body of Peter Parker, Superior Spider-Man, and then he became Superior Octopus. He uses his octopus arms for good. Now, there are his octo arms, but it will take a long time, so bear with me. If you have patience, you can go over it. You can still watch this, but if you're not patient, like me, you can skip over a time in the video that I actually found these. But I'm not gonna tell you because I can't edit it. Oh, and by the way, yeah, this is with his arms. You can have different styles of it, which is pretty cool. Like you can put this arm here and this arm there. You can put whatever arm you want in the whole socket of this part. I bought this figure alongside 2 other figures in Target. This figure, the speed suit from the Spider-Man 2018 video game by Insomniac, exclusive for the PlayStation. It doesn't have any accessories other than just him, if I believe. Because I believe it was him that came with this. This is an accessory from this figure, or this figure, which I also bought with the speed suit, alongside the speed suit and the Superior Octopus suit at Target. I like this design of this figure. I love this design of the video game. My only problem with this figure is it doesn't have any accessories, and also posing it can be such a pain because you can only move it like this and you can't move it any other where because the shoulder blades, because there's the shoulder blades, and it's kind of annoying, but I like the design either way. Next up, ignore that sound, we have a head that belongs to Wildcard. Up next, we have this Skylander toy that I got in a Happy Meal. The reason why I like this, like I said, I get bored, I find a random figure, I play with it, and I'm like, hey, let's make a story frame, why not? Next up, another McDonald's figure, but I still keep around me, is Batman Beyond. This is like the only Batman figure I got that is Batman. Arkham Knight doesn't count because it's a disappointment. Anyways, the whole gimmick of this toy is that you put a little paper disc inside, and then you do this, it throws it. I like Batman Beyond. I like his black and red design. Anything that is inside this is considered a figure, even though it's not a figure. Next up, we got my very first Spider-Man action figure from Hasbro. The Spider-Man that came with the Vulture 2-pack. Vulture is broken, like I said, because I don't take good care of my figures. But yeah, I like this design of Spider-Man. I like how he's like skinny and resembles like the Ultimate Spider-Man comics and the video game based on the comics that released on PS2. I love that game so much, and I like the comics too, so yeah. My only problem is it doesn't have a bunch of accessories, but hey. Next up, we got Sandman from Spider-Man 3's Burger King toys. You push this lever here, and he does this. Ain't that peachy? Next up, we got this random figure my dad found while at work. I don't know what it is. Look, this is how it looks like. But it's just a fun figure to play with. It doesn't come in with any accessories, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Next up is a Black Manta from McDonald's toys. Now, I had this figure since I was like 8, and the whole gimmick is that you press this button right here and his eyes would glow, but the batteries are dead, and I don't have a screwdriver that resembles the one that this figure has. But anyways, I play with him because stories for my toys. Next up, we got Daredevil. It's a tiny figure like Drift. Moves pretty well, but let's just say I stole it from my neighbor. Yeah. Next up, we got one of the first figures I ever had in my childhood. It was like when I was in my apartment. Winter Soldier. This Winter Soldier figure. It's like the very first Marvel action figure I've ever had, and I still play with it. It gives me a bunch of nostalgia from living in that apartment and playing with this only figure. Next up, we got another Burger King toy, Megatron. Now, the reason why I play with this because it's a really cool figure. This thing moves very easily. But yeah, I like playing with this figure. It's really fun. And the figure we got is, again, another Burger King toy, Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, I love Spider-Man. I love Spectacular Spider-Man. So why not? This is his whole gimmick. You press a button in the back and then wings. Ain't that fun? Ain't that fun? Next up is the very first this video is from the very first video 3 ever made before Age of 3. Now, a StikBot. Hello guys, I'm here with a StikBot that I'm gonna open up today. I don't know if you're one of those people who saw the video of a kid opening a StikBot in his car. That was me. That was little Thera making his first ever unboxing video. That is the whole gimmick of me. I loved unboxing videos back then when I was like 6 years old. So I made an unboxing video. This little mofo, this little bastard here is the reason why I did YouTube. This is why I made YouTube, everyone, because I love unboxing videos. And also because I had a huge StikBot phase back then. Next up, a McDonald's toy, Red Lantern from Green Lantern, the animated series, the short-lived Cartoon Network animated series. Again, the whole gimmick of Black Manta is that you press a button, he glows, but this figure is so old that the batteries must have died. That they died. Next up, another McDonald's toy. Most of these are going to be McDonald's as far as I can see. But anyways, we have this Max Steel monster. You press this in the back. It looks like he's jerking off. You go. Next up, again, another McDonald's toy. I'm just going to say if it's McDonald's. Finn from Adventure Time. The whole gimmick, he stretches. I wouldn't say he stretches, but this figure is so loose, you can put him anywhere. It would count as a pose. Oh look, here's Megatron's blaster. Let me just find him. There he is. There's that cool bastard. You put it in the big slot. You press the button that's on top here and then, look at that. Here is what remains of Vulture. Optimus Prime McDonald's figure. Again, like Megatron. Put little thingy inside, press button, it go fly. Much of these are just to build stories with my figures that I play with. Vulture's legs. Next up is Cyborg from Teen Titans, the Cartoon Network animated series that got canceled because of toy disputes. I bought this at a little Mexican flea store that we Mexicans call La Pulga. It's basically where a bunch of people sell items. I got this one for like $2. Really fun. You can't move his hands. Alright, we got like one figure left. Actually, hold up. I need y'all to be patient with me. We got this luchador, again, one of my very first figures. Like he is one of the very first figures. We got Cat Boy from PJ Masks. I love how PJ Masks is popular back then. I like how it's becoming the next Elsa Gate topic. Why I have this figure? To build story, you know. Next up, we got Luke Skywalker without his hand. Now there are two figures. Let me just pull out this accessory. Trunks' sword that I found in my cousin's house. But I'm not going to give it back because it's so cool. Now anyways, I have two figures left. Bear with me. I honestly forgot I had this, but this is blocking the way. But anyways, this is a Logan and Hawkeye 2-pack. I haven't opened it in like a long time. Anyways, this is Wolverine. Pretty cool. And next up is Hawkeye. Again, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm selling the box for those of y'all who want it, because I don't know why it's just sitting there in the game room. Anyways, yeah. This is my action figure collection from my childhood since I was a wee little boy to right now. Anyways, I love y'all guys' patience if you made it through the entire video, and I hope y'all learned about the timeline I have with my action figures. I think action figures are cool. Even though they're like a waste of your money, they're still really fun to play with, fun to pose. And yeah. Hello guys, I'm here with a StikBot that I'm going to open up today.